Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to our organic chemistry class, aromatic hydrocarbon. Today we are discussing the orientation effect of the substituent and directive influence of the group. In the last class we have discussed some of the mechanism of the organic chemistry, the Friedel-Crafts reaction and alkylation, acylation, sulfonation, nitration, halogenation, etc. Now we are discussing how will you influence the already existing substituent, that is monosubstituted benzene, in the case of the second electrophilic attack. So the substituent which is already present in the benzene ring will influence the rate of the second electrophilic addition as well as the position of the second electrophile. Okay. Now we are moving into the first point, that is the rate of the second electrophilic addition. Substitution, sorry, it is a substitution, second electrophilic substitution reaction. So the substituent which is already present in the benzene group can be divided into the two. The one is activating group, the second one is the deactivating group. The activating group means some of the group which is already present in the benzene ring will accelerate the second electrophilic substitution reaction. This group is known as the activating group. And whereas in the case of the some other group are deactivate the benzene ring in the case of second electrophilic substitution reaction. You know that the benzene ring is electron rich and the presence of the some substituent will enhance the electrophilicity in the benzene ring, whereas in the case of the some other group will withdraw the electron in the benzene ring. That's why the benzene ring is electron deficient. See here I have quoted the some of the example here. The first one is nitrobenzene. Here in the case of the nitrobenzene, the reactive rate of the nitration is 6 into 10 to the power minus 8. Here we are taking the example, here the electrophile E plus is the nitration. I am comparing the nitration of the different monosubstituted benzene here. So first example is the nitrobenzene. So here the already existing group is nitro. So in the case of the nitration of the nitrobenzene, the rate is only 6 into 10 to the power minus 8. Whereas in the case of the second example, chlorobenzene, it is 0.033. That means the rate is increased further. Whereas in the case of the benzene, the third example, benzene, the rate is 1. Again increased. In chlorobenzene, the rate is 100. That means 1000, sorry, the 1000. So as we move right to left to right, the reactivity or the speed of the chemical reaction is increases. This is mainly due to the nitro and chlorine are electron withdrawing groups. That means they withdraw the electron from the benzene ring. That's why the electron are deficient in the benzene ring. But whereas in the case of the phenol, the OH group will donate the electron towards the benzene ring. That's why the benzene ring is electron rich. So the rate of the second electrophilic addition reaction, substitution reaction is high. Now the substituent which is already present in the benzene ring not only influence the rate but also the position of the second electrophile. So as I already said that the group can be, the substituent in the benzene ring can be divided into the activating and deactivating group depending upon their nature. So in the case of the activating group, the product is ortho-para product, whereas in the case of the deactivating group, the product must be the meta directing product. I can show you some of the examples. See here, the Y is the substituent, monosubstituted benzene, Y is the substituent. So depending upon the nature of the Y, we have the three position, that is the ortho, meta and para. We have two ortho position and two meta position, only one para position in the benzene ring. So if the substituent is electrophilic, that is represented by E plus, it may be the different electrophile, but no, don't bother about the electrophile. Okay, so electrophile is represented here E plus, and so the possible outcome or the product of the reaction is orthoisomer, metoisomer, or the para-isomer. But these are the possibilities or probabilities. So the main product will depend upon, the final product will depend upon the nature of the Y. If the Y is an activating group, we will get the orthoisomer and the para-isomer. If the Y is a meta-directing group, we will get meta-directing or deactivating group. We will definitely get the meta-isomer, the middle one. So how will you classify the activating group into the different? How will you classify the activity of the activating group? So now we are moving into the table of the activating and deactivating group. So here in your textbook there are 6 classification of the group. The first one is strongly activating group, the O minus, NR2, NHR, NH2 and OH minus, OH are strongly activating group. And next category is the moderately activating group, OR, NHCOR, OCOR, and the next category is the mildly activating group, alkyl group, aryl group, etc. Then how will you find out whether the substituent is activating or deactivating? Always in the activating group, there is a presence of the negative charge or a lone pair of electron is present in the any one of the or the main bonding group, main bonding atom. See here in the first example, O minus, the strongly activating group O minus, there is a negative charge. Whereas in the case of Nr2, there is no negative charge is here, but even then there is a lone pair of electron is present in the nitrogen. So it is an activating group. In the NHR itself, also the lone pair is present in the nitrogen, so it's an activating group. NH2 also the lone pair is present in the nitrogen, so it is an activating group. OH, since it is an electron withdrawing group or oxygen is electron negative, but even then the oxygen consisting of the lone pair of electron, that's why they are also the strongly activating group. Whereas in the case of the moderately activating group, OR, NHCOR, OCOR, etc., this electrophile is attacking the benzene ring only through oxygen, nitrogen and oxygen. Again the oxygen. So these atom consisting of the lone pair, that's why they are moderately activating group. And mildly or weakly activating group are the alkyl group and aryl group. This alkyl, for example, the methyl, ethyl, hydrogen, these are alkyl group. Hydrogen is not an alkyl, but consider this hydrogen in this category. So this group does not have any lone pair of electron or a negative charge, but even then they are activating. This is mainly due to, we are already studied the Indeti effect. So this group assists or pushes the electron towards the benzene ring. So that's why the benzene ring is electron rich, so that they are activating group. So next we are moving into the deactivating group, mildly deactivating group, especially the halogen group, fluorine, chlorine, bromine and iodine, and these are the mildly deactivating group. How will you identify the deactivating group? We can identify the deactivating group by the electronegativity of the atom or the presence of the multiple bond in this group. So here in the first example, mildly activating group, the fluorine, chlorine, bromine, iodine, they are deactivating group. But I already said that the deactivating group are always meta-directing. But these are some of the exception case. Fluorine, chlorine, bromine, iodine, they are deactivating group. Even then they are ortho-para directing group. The strongly activating group CONH2 and COOR and C double bond OR and SO3R, these and CN, these are the strongly activating group. Here the CO group is directly connected to the benzene ring. So the CO group undergo the resonance. That's why they are deactivating group. Okay, hope you understand the concept. Thank you.